Live. Okay, looking good. No. Okay, I think we're live. Maybe, maybe not. How do I know? Oh, this is embarrassing. How do I see? Control room live? Okay, well, let's assume that it's live at the moment. All right. Shaun here, Shop Task YYC. Apologize for the shaky start. Let's get right into it. So maybe I can show you what's going on outside. Was focus enough to see? Yeah, you can see the snow is still flying here in Calgary. It is April 6th, and the snow has not stopped. My goodness. Last year this time, it was probably plus 15, 16 degrees. We're sitting at around minus 10 degrees Celsius. So what can we do? Well, skating outside. Hopefully this weekend we'll be out. But it's always fun on these cold days to watch some skating and learn from other people. Now, I had a great suggestion from one of the comments. I wish I could remember who suggested this, but they suggested having a closer look at Bobi Spassov. And Bobi Spassov is just an absolutely fantastic skater. He's, I believe he's from Tel Aviv, Israel. And the way I think of Bobi is kind of the ultimate smooth style, creative, aggressive inline skater. Really amazing style. Does a great job of kind of creating some unique tricks, combining slides with grinds, meaning that you might be grinding on, doing a soul grind on some coping, soul grind. He skates on Valos, by the way, generally, from what I've seen. He's kind of a Valo skater. Anyways, soul grind, say, where he's sliding in a position, something like, hard to show, this, where he's on the sole of the foot here, right on the edge, the front foot in front on the inside edge. And you'll do this position where he's grinding, but then you actually slide down the ramp in that same position. So combining grinds and slides, really cool stuff. He also does an amazing job of rotating and counter-rotating, using not just his upper body, but also his legs. Uses his feet to create a rotation, counter rotation that allows him to kind of stall out spins in a really unique way, but also allows him to rewind his spins in a really cool way. He does lots of really nice footwork as well. Things like quick U-turns, similar to a 3-turn, but you're not transferring the edge to edge in the same way. You're maintaining the same edges as you make a quick transition from forward to back or back to forward. Some really cool stuff. So I'm going to share the screen and share. Can I click on you? There you go. Whoa, infinity window. And we're going to have a quick gander here at Bobi's Instagram. So Instagram.com/Bobi Spaz. BOBISPAS. Bobi Spaz. We're right at kind of the bottom of Instagram, so scroll up to something more recent here. But I had a peek through this before, and a couple things that I picked up on. One, especially in his first posts here on Instagram, he's looks like he's encouraging the young skaters at the skate park. So 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kids learning tricks at the skate park, and Bobi seems to be one of those purveyors of inline skating, teaching the young group. So props to Bobi for that. Really cool. There's also some videos and pictures of him feeding stray cats. So you can tell right off the bat he has a warm heart for the youngsters and cats and animals. Here's Bobi teaching some young bucks the way. Okay. What else was interesting here? Really cool. Let's see what this tattoo says. Blade or die. He's a true inline skater, definitely committed. I'm sure he identifies strongly as an inline skater in his community. Looks like he's into fashion. Very cool motifs going on as far as his dress is concerned. Very cool. All right, lots of good stuff here. So check out Bobi's Instagram and make sure you give him a follow. Now, let me bring up this window here. So what I've done here is I've grabbed some videos from his Instagram. And what we'll do is we'll watch some of his skating, check it out, and then we'll kind of break down a few things and what we can learn and maybe add to our own skating. So quick little montage here. I'll have to kind of pause and rewind a little bit so we can actually have a good look at it. Now, right here, look at Bobi's positioning of his body. His feet are almost touching. They're right together. They're perfectly in line. We don't have a large scissor. And what's really good about a position like this is, especially when you are on transitions, it allows you to push firmly with both legs as you exit the transition. So what I mean by that is, let's bring it back a few seconds here. Okay, so get this out of the way. Now, what's kind of the way. So as he's making this transition off the ramp, right, what's going to allow him to generate some speed and power? Can I get rid of this thing? Oh, sweet. Drag that over here. What's going to give him some speed as he descends down this ramp is if he can transfer weight from his toes, kind of at the top of the transition, through to his heels as the transition meets the flat ground. Now, if you have a large scissor, so one foot's way in front of the other one, realistically, you're only going to be able to kind of push with that back foot through the transition to gain power. When both feet are aligned like this, he can push with both legs. So it allows for a very relaxed looking style, but still able to generate lots of speed and power from keeping his feet together in this position. And that's some of the unique stuff you see here from Bobi. Rolling down the stairs, one foot with a grab. Really precise with those toe rolls. Those are really difficult. Awesome. And you see a quick little transition there that looked really nice. It was a heel pivot transition into some other really nice transitions that we'll see later. Really nice shifty on that hip there, which is really cool. Something he does better than just about anyone is this ability to rewind his spins. Yeah, and how cool was that? Okay, what else do we got here? Whoa. Talking on the phone and skating. What is this? You had two cell phones there? What's going on? Nice. Sweet. So that was a really cool transition. That was really cool too. All right, we got to pause and have a closer look. I hope this is coming through. It's probably super choppy. I apologize. I wish I was better at this. Okay. So as Bobi's going up this little ramp that we see in front of us here, he sees feet right together, knees are bent, okay, as he rolls up the transition. So a quick turn to fakie here. But look, his upper body has barely rotated. So it's more of a counter rotation type transition, getting quickly his feet turned back where his upper body remains facing forward, allowing him to quickly transition back to forward really nicely, and then back down to fakie. So really cool. Awesome at these quick transitions, especially using the counter rotation. We'll talk about that too, and I should have some skates on to do this. I might have to put some skates on while we're doing this. Okay, so in this little video section here, we see some really nice quick transitions after each one of these grinds. Now, the transition you might think is a 3-turn, and it's very similar to a 3-turn, but there are a few differences. Okay, so let's have a look at this last one here. We'll get to it here. Okay, so what we're going to notice as Bobi enters into this transition, he's edging hard on his corresponding edges. His left foot is on the outside edge. his right foot's on the inside edge. Let's see if we can get a peek of that. Okay, so kind of in the middle of the transition here, but we can see the edging. Now, because he's on aggressive skates, I wouldn't be surprised if his boot on his left foot is touching down, which kind of aids in the transition because it slides a little bit, which is kind of cool and unique to the aggressive skating. So, okay, here we're in the middle of the transition. He's on these corresponding edges. And then as he finishes, he's still maybe closer to his center edges, but slightly on those same corresponding edges. So he makes that transition. And what we call this is like a U-turn. So different than a 3-turn. If he was exiting in a 3-turn here, he would be on the opposite edges, meaning his right foot would be on the outside and his left foot would be on the inside edge. So this U-turn, I'll put on some skates and we'll check it out. Really cool with the slides, quickly being able to turn it to forward, which is nice. And another one of those transitions. Cool. So this little transition, honestly, to me, makes the trick. The grind is impressive, but the fact that he can have enough control on the landing to add a sweet little U-turn into the mix, I think is really cool. All right. Yeah. Top sole, 540 true spin top porn transfer. So many tricks, I can't keep up. That was really cool. That was really cool. Very sweet. So beautiful skating in general. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Time to pause. So much going on here. Okay. So as we're freezed here. So he's actually sliding in an acid position. So he's doing an acid slide into the bank. And the positioning of his feet as he turns 180 into the bank creates a really nice late 180. Cool. So now going up this ramp, look at his body. You know, he's fully almost facing forward, or his feet are in a backwards position. And now as he's coming up this ramp, he's able to quickly transition to forward using like a heel transition. So he's lifting his toes, pivoting on those back wheels, getting his foot into a forward position. So now, look, he's already in this forward position. His body, though, has hardly moved. His arms are kind of in that same surfer stance still, which allows him to pop a nice little 180 and then check out this fakie 5. Oh my gosh. And then this one, that's the really cool stuff where he's combining grinds with his slides. So in-spin top sole on the coping here. As he returns back into the ramp, he's kind of rewinding the spin. His feet are staying in a similar position though, and he's actually doing like a sole slide down the ramp. Right there, there. So he's still in that sole position as he slides down the ramp. So cool, combining the grinds and the slides in a really unique way. Absolutely amazing, I love it. Awesome. Now, that's kind of a picture of that unique spinning style where he uses his legs to rotate and counter-rotate. And we'll look more at that. Oh, this coming up here is just such an amazing 360. Oh, man, that was gorgeous. Awesome full cab off that little banked ledge. Amazing. I love his technique. So nice. Very cool. Now, if I'm not mistaken, very sweet. Okay, so let's go back a few seconds. So a nice little med spin over the transition. Now look at his upper body. He's getting ready to quickly transition from forward to backwards, and let's see how he makes the transition. Just kind of like a toe transition. So basically pivoting on his toes. Got his eyes on the prize, look where his head is looking. Okay, so now as he comes up, he's obviously riding backwards. Now watch how his legs kind of create a rotation and a counter rotation. Okay, so now you can see as he exits the ramp, he's bringing his knees up to his butt and swinging them around. Oh, I don't know if I'm explaining this the best. Let's look at this one here. Okay, so right now he's turned basically from backwards to forwards. So his feet, you can imagine, have almost turned 180 degrees. Now he brings his feet up, so his legs are kind of leading the rotation at this point. But look at the way his legs came around, and now he's counter-rotating with his legs and arms to rewind the spin. So cool. Let's watch both of those again. So beautiful little monoroll med spin. There's the 540. And now this is the one where he 180s, almost 540, and rewinds it back. How cool is that? That's so hard to do. Not too many people can do that. There's a few out there. They're doing similar tricks. Carson Starnes is really good at those kind of rewind spins where you'll do like almost a 180, but turn it back so it actually didn't spin at all. Really cool little way to get over the ramps there with that kind of Macchio slide. All right. What do we got here? So a little porn star slide into a fakey stair roll, kind of a porn stair slide up with a nice 360 off. Ooh, this is actually Nils Janssen. So if you don't know who Nils is, he's another guy you got to check out. This guy is absolutely fantastic. Could say all the same amazing things about Nils that I'm saying about Bobi. Hard to compare their styles. Nils definitely has his own style, but as far as being cream of the crop, amazing skaters, they're both on that high level. They're combining a grind and a slide, 1 foot sliding, 1 foot's grinding. Really nice 360 off of here. And you can see how he stalls that 360 out. And that's this rotation, counter rotation. So as he takes off, he's kind of stalling it here and bringing it around. Really, really cool stuff. And one last trick from my man, Nils Janssen. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's put this away. And I'm wondering now if I can see that it's on. Oh, I wish I knew. Can I click here and see? View on watch page. Cool. Looks like it's on here. Hello. Thank you for watching. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, screen stop. Sorry about that. Okay. Had those infinity windows. Okay, I'm going to turn the computer this way. Bring it over so I can kind of point it over here. And hopefully you'll be able to see me. And we're going to do a couple things together now. Oh, is there an echo going on? Wow, I am terrible at this. I'm just going to close that and bring it back here. Okay. Everything's a little sideways. All right, so just in my shoes here. So one thing we kind of picked up on there with Bobi Spassov is this ability to rotate and counter-rotate in the middle of spins to create unique-looking spins. And one of the benefits of this is it's really good for 360s. I find that when you're learning how to 360, there's a strong tendency to over-rotate. So if I'm setting up for my spin, I get a good solid stance. I have my feet, shoulder width apart. I'm going to wind up, and as I take off, right, my upper body's going to rotate, and I can use my arms to help with this rotation. But if I just continue to rotate around, it's really difficult to stick the landing. So I'm just going to swing my arms, rotate, kind of see where I land here. Okay, I couldn't really see my feet in the screen there, but I over-rotated. I started here, I kind of landed this way. So what I would rather do is land here. So to do that, as I rotate, I'm either going to leave my arms here and bring my body around so my arms end up here, or I can actually physically put my arms back behind me. Okay, so let's see if this results in a better landing. Better, I would say. Now, what I find is when I'm doing this in my skates, I'm not using my arms quite as much. They're going to kind of lead the spin, but they're not going to be swinging in a big way. And I want to kind of stall in the middle there. So I'm here. So let me do it this way. So I'm 360ing around. My arms are coming here. once my body's in this position, it's going to be a quick little counter rotation to finish the spin. So if I'm here, up, roll, and bring it around. And now I'm in a great position to land and continue, along my path. And I'm not trying to recover from an over rotation that's going to kind of send me this way. Now, if you land and you're slightly over rotated, as long as you're using your edges, you'll be able to still make a nice smooth landing out of it. But if you're jumping off of something and you want to continue on your way, you're going to have to be able to square up that landing. And that's going to require some counter rotation. Not bad. Okay. I'm just going to leave you hanging just for a quick moment. I'm going to go, actually, I'll keep the camera over here. I'm going to put some skates on and we'll talk about some of those transitions. Okay. Let's, what skates am I going to put on? I should have my skates handy, but I don't. I don't want to put on a brand new pair. That would be too nice. Can't do that. I got to grab my skates. I'll be right out here. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Oh my gosh. What a gong show. This is just the worst video I've ever made. Okay. Gonna bust out the blades. I got my Wizard 110s with 100 mil undercover wheels. Got that Intuition version 2 liner with, at the moment, a blue Superfoot insole underneath. Now, I've been really enjoying the setup. Having the longer 110 millimeter frame is nice. I like the stability. My personal preference is I go for a more stable over maneuverable frame. But 110 millimeter wheels are quite big. So I prefer the 100 millimeter wheel just to get me a bit lower to the ground. Plus these mushroom blading undercover wheels are just some of the best wheels that are out there. They're so smooth. They really last a long time. They're super durable. Previously I was skating on the Dustin Rebeski Coast Roller 110 millimeter wheels, which are great, similar quality to these ones, same quality, they're just as good, but they're 88A, which is just much, much too hard for me. I need a softer wheel, 84, 85 max. I don't really like doing anything harder than an 85 millimeter wheel. Okay. Man, why didn't I put my skates on before? Would have been so much better. Okay, but the payoff here is we'll show you some of those transitions that Bobi does. And then maybe after watching these, you'll be able to do them yourself. So one we'll do is that U-turn transition and some of those heel and toe pivot style transitions. Now, that U-turn transition is particularly interesting because it uses your edges, has a really cool effect. It just looks cool. And if you've been practicing 3 turns, you can probably do it right away. But maybe even a bit easier than a 3-turn, I wonder. I haven't been doing a lot of them, so we'll see how good I am at this once I get these skates on. Holy cow. Almost there. Now, one thing I've been super excited about is we're going to be soon releasing some new frames. So I've been talking to Leon about this, and he's got some really cool ideas. So maybe you've seen some of his 5-wheeled frames that Leon's come out with his progressive rocker, which is really cool. So he's going to have some new wheel sizes that go along with the current progressive rocker models that he's done with that with the 90s and 100s. So it's going to be kind of cool to have a few more options as far as frame size and wheel size and all these good things. Okay. So let's first talk about that U-turn. So I call it a U-turn because instead of making like a number 3 on the ground, let me get closer. Instead of making a number 3, you know, making this sort of shape as you do your transition where you enter in, you transition forward to back, you change edges as you exit on this next arc. The U-turn kind of goes, you're going here, you turn back, and then here. So it makes kind of like a U, an extended U. Okay. Point the camera back down. So when I'm doing this, what I want to do is, first of all, I need to be on a strong corresponding edge. So one outside, one inside edge. Now, as I enter into it, I'm going to be rotating here and then counter-rotating here. Let's see if I can get this in the screen and do a little one. Okay, I'm going to come around. So it's kind of like this way. It almost feels like a slide. So if you've been practicing, you know, your parallel slide, rotating and counter-rotating, it has a similar feel, but I'm pushing more to the side. So I'm not going this way with it. I'm going this way and then carrying back. So on my edges, and back. That was actually a lot of fun. Let me do another one. Okay, so a nice forward to back. Same thing can be done back to forward. And again, I'm kind of going to be on my corresponding edges here. Outside on this side, inside on this side. And as I come through, it's going to be forward here. So kind of that U shape, I hope, is coming through if you're watching. Okay. Try that again. Whoops. So I'm coming in on my edge. So let's just kind of highlight the difference between the 3-turn and the U-turn. So it's going to be mostly in the edges here. So I'm here to forward. Okay, where my 3-turn is going to be to forward, but you see I'm on my edges, so I'm kind of continuing this way instead of going straight through. Let's try one more just for the heck of it. Oh, I hope my feet are in the screen. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So come to the other transitions he does, so those really quick forward to back, you know, transitioning here, back and forth, right? This sort of thing. And you can kind of see what's going on, right? I'm using my core to rotate and counter-rotate. My arms are moving slightly, but I'm never kind of closing the position. It always kind of remains in this surfer position. So let's see if I point this camera down better. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now you can see the ground at least. Can't see my head, but whatever. So one thing that we saw Bobi do was he was going backwards up the ramp. He turned it forward. He went off the ramp and 180. And he did that really smoothly and quickly with lots of speed. So how did he make that transition? Well, as he entered, he was here. He was surfer, so my left arm is behind me, my left leg is behind me going this way, right? And then to make the transition, he's gonna lighten up, right? So he's compressed, decompress. As he decompresses, he's lifting up his toes. So into his forward position. But notice the arms are kind of staying here. And then from this position, he was ready for the 180. So his arms are already wound up for it. So let's see if I can do that in here. So what are we doing? Backwards to forwards, backwards. So rotation and counter rotation. So here, toes. It's fun. Give it a try. So slowly transition there. Toes are coming off the ground. I should be here now, and then I'm ready for a pivot style 180. One more time. Okay. Surfer arms, right? Coordinating arms and legs in the right position. Bend. right? I'm gonna lighten up, lift my toes, turn them to forward. Arms stay in the right position. Now look at where my feet are, perfectly set up for a quick pivot style 180. Awesome. Would be way better if I did this off a ramp. I'll have to work on that one. Got some things to work on for sure. Oh, I guess one more thing before I wrap this up. So Bobi uses his legs to rotate and counter-rotate. And when I was demonstrating in my shoes, I was using my arms to rotate and counter-rotate. So let's actually bring this down somewhere. Okay. So right, what I mentioned when I do my 360, I like to rotate to about here and then keep my arms in that position as I bring the rest of my my lower body around. So kind of like something like that. Bobi, however, is using his legs. So instead of his arms going up and back around, right? His arm, instead of our arms doing this type of thing, his legs are kind of doing that same thing, where they're coming up and around this way. Oh gosh, this is going to be messy, but I'll see if I can do it. So I'm going to try and bring, as I start the spin, I'm going to try and bring my feet up towards my butt, but not straight back, back and to the side. You can see my knee hopefully lifting up there, maybe from this angle. So back and to the side. So it's like this. That's going to help get me around. And then I can kind of unwind those legs, creating counter rotation to bring it around. Okay, namaste. Let's see if I can do this in here. Sorta. Lower it down for a second angle. Oh, that is sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. Oh well, not too bad. Was there anything else to talk about Bobi here? Well, those spin rewind spins were really cool. Certainly, you know, when you're just going forward with a little turn and bringing it back, we call that a shifty, right? And shifties, again, you can do that with kind of a surfer position, right? So I'm already kind of rotated this way. I'm bringing it here, but before I land, I can bring it back. This kind of thing. Right? Kind of like a shifty. Looks nothing like Bobi Spassov. That dude is just, he's something else. Beautiful skater. Okay, got to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. Namaste. Hopefully there's a few things in there that you can learn from. Hopefully it wasn't skippy and terrible quality and all the rest of it. But thank you very much for supporting the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for supporting Shopcast. And be on the lookout. Lots more videos coming. A few setbacks with this terrible weather. Oh my gosh. Yes, you can see the snow flying in there. But it's not going to last forever. We'll be out skating soon. Thanks again.